Look here, you want a yummy side dish to serve your family? This is called Squash Alabama. Best squash casserole you'll ever want to try. We're going to do this today right here at Home with Miss Joan. And I have to thank Miss Brenda Gantt because this is her recipe and everybody knows who she is in Alabama and far and wide. But anyway, when I made this for our family, it quickly became a family favorite. So I thought I'd make it for y'all today. Now I'm going to use some of my frozen squash that Preacher grew in the garden last year. But when I'm filming this, it's April and he just has set out our garden for this coming summer. But I'm trying to use up some that we had frozen from last year. So you can make it from your fresh squash, your frozen squash, your canned squash, just whatever you got. I'm using what we call yellow crookneck squash. But anyway, the first thing that you got to do is cook your squash. So I took a bag of what I just showed you and I cooked it down what I call fork tender. See how, you know how I talk, mushy this is? I've cooked this fork tender. Now he's going to follow me over to the food processor. I'll tell you why. You don't have to put it in the food processor or get out your potato masher and mash it if you don't want to. But you know how the outside of the squash has that skin? Well, sometimes it don't cook as tender as the rest of the squash. So here's how I'm going to soften mine up. I meant to tell y'all when I cooked this squash, I did mine in the microwave. You can do it on stove top. I did put water over it. You know that. Cooked it what I call fork tender. Now I'm draining all the water off of it. And like I said, I run it just a little bit through the food processor to make my squash a little more creamier, I guess is the word. Don't take but a minute. You don't have to have a food processor to do this. You just mash it up with whatever you got. I'm using my pulse button. Ha ha ha, that looks good, good, good. I use that food processor all the time. Now, her recipe, I think, says 2 pounds of squash. I'll measure this so y'all see how much I've got. And I measured it in that. What I have today is 3 cups, but you can use anywhere from 3 to 4 cups of good cooked down squash. And also, you saute a small onion in butter and a bell pepper. And I've already done that because I wanted to save time. I'm going to add that to my squash mixture. This smells good. I wish y'all could smell it. Okay, so I got my squash in here and my cooked or sauteed onion, small onion and a bell pepper. I cut that up, chopped it up real fine. To that, I'm going to add 2 eggs, and I kind of scrambled them up there in the dish. A cup of mayonnaise. Anybody knows Miss Joan knows I love mayonnaise. Well, you know I'm going to love this recipe. Cup of mayonnaise and a cup and a half of, this is cheddar cheese, shredded cheese. Alrighty. I'm just going to stir this up. Now what you'll do is you'll salt and pepper it to your taste buds, okay? This is your family's going to love this. Like I said, I've made all kinds of squash casseroles. And so far, this is our favorite. We got our squash, we got our 2 eggs, our mayonnaise, our cheese, our chopped onion and bell peppers is sauteed. And now all we got to do is add our salt and pepper. I don't know how much that is. I'm just shaking it in there. But I know one thing. This is a really good recipe. You can freeze this. I wouldn't freeze the cracker topping we're going to put on. I put it on after when I got ready to cook it. But anyway, now I just need to pick me out a casserole dish. I hope this is the right size. It's not the one I put it in last time. I'm going to spray it with this spray. Pour it in here. You'll look at there. You got it, Preacher? That's a perfect dish right there. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this little trick too. Preacher grows the peppers. And I freeze them. And that way, anytime I need some peppers for my dishes, they're right there in the freezer waiting on me. Alrighty. I don't know what you make nowadays. You don't put a crushed graham cracker topping on, do you? But anyway, this is a whole sleeve. And again, to try to save time, I've already squished them up. I guess you can see they're coming out both ends. Okay, there's a whole sleeve of the Ritz crackers. Any kind of a buttery cracker would be good on top of this. I see that some of them still needs to be squished up. Anyway, woo-wee. We'll have a good supper here tonight, that preacher. Alrighty. Now, I could have put these in a bag and a little butter and put it in there together. I'm just going to slightly pour a stream of butter, kind of like a zigzag pattern, all over my topping. It's ready now to go in a 350-degree oven. I'll let you know exactly how long that I cook it. It's anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes, but I'll let you know and get back with you. You'll see a golden brown, absolutely delicious squash casserole that's called Squash Alabama. Hey, y'all, look. Here it is. Oh, yeah, it took 30 minutes on 350 degrees. And anyway, we can't wait to try it. This is what I fixed preacher for supper. We got some roast beef and gravy and mashed potatoes with a little gravy on it, green beans. And to that, ooh, look at here how creamy. Look at that. Mmm. See it? Turn that around so you see all the goodness right in there. Alrighty. This is so good. You're going to be so glad you made it. And we made that today together right here at home with Miss Joan. Yummy. At home with Miss Joan, would you like? You know, whether you like it or not, okay? At home with Miss Joan, please subscribe. Sure does help this old girl's channel grow. Won't you share with friends and family? You know, like your mom and them, okay? Comment right here and you'll hear back from me. You know, preacher, get back with you, my daughter, me. Somebody will right here from At Home with